There are days you wake up and wonder if you have anything left to give. The weight feels heavier than yesterday. The silence seems louder than before. And your heart aches not from something new, but from something old that hasn't healed yet. You look in the mirror and try to find courage in tired eyes. But all you see is someone barely holding it together. And yet, I whisper, I see more. I see strength where you see strain. I see resilience where you feel weary. I see the light in you even when you feel lost in the dark. You are stronger than you feel. You are held even when you don't feel it. You are seen even when you feel invisible. Your weakness does not disqualify you from my love. It draws me closer. I do not turn away from your trembling hands. I hold them. I do not scold your doubt. I speak peace into it. I do not ignore your tears. I collect every single one and count them as precious. You are not walking this valley alone. You've wondered why the breakthrough hasn't come, why the healing hasn't arrived, why the answers remain hidden. But the truth is, I've been closer in the waiting than you realize. I've been near in the stillness. I've been whispering to your spirit when your mind was too loud to hear me clearly. This season hasn't been wasted. It has been a refining. It hasn't been punishment. It has been preparation. It hasn't been silence. It has been strategy. Because you are becoming more than what the surface shows. You are being shaped for something weighty. Something that requires the depth of trust you are only just now learning to carry. You are not falling apart. You are being reassembled from the inside out. And when you finally see what I've been building, it will make sense. You'll see why it had to take time. You'll understand why I didn't answer when you begged. You'll feel the wisdom behind the delays. You'll see how the weakness was a doorway to strength you never knew was possible. Not strength that strives. Not strength that pretends. But strength that comes from surrender. Strength that leans on me fully. Strength that is not your own. And that strength is already growing in you. Right now, even as you listen to this. Something inside of you is rising. You can't explain it, but you feel it. A quiet courage. A subtle hope. A gentle knowing that you are not at the end of yourself, but at the beginning of a deeper encounter with me. I'm going to take this journey with you. Step by step. Breath by breath. Until you no longer just believe you're stronger than you feel, you live like it. And that shift will change everything. The battles you fight in silence are not unnoticed by me. The moments you choose to show up when it would be easier to give up, those are the moments I celebrate. The times you smile while holding back tears. The prayers you whisper when your faith feels thin. The courage it takes to face another day. All of it matters to me. You don't need loud victories to be victorious. You don't need public affirmation to be significant. You don't need to have it all together to be used by me. I see the war within your soul, and I call you a warrior. Not because you never feel afraid, but because you move forward anyway. Not because you never doubt, but because you lean into me when you do. The strength I'm building in you doesn't depend on perfect circumstances. It grows in surrender, in obedience, in trust. You may not recognize the power inside of you because you've become familiar with pain. But let me remind you, pain does not define you. Your past doesn't define you. Your failures don't define you. I do, and I have called you chosen. I have called you anointed. I have called you mine. When you said yes to me, even in brokenness, I took every shattered piece and began forming something eternal, something holy, something that can't be destroyed by disappointment. And I'm still doing that. Even now, I'm building in you a strength that rests. A strength that doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. A strength that trusts my voice over the noise of insecurity. So don't be discouraged when you feel tired. Even Jesus rested. Don't be ashamed when you feel weak. Even Paul boasted in his weakness, because it revealed the strength of Christ. You are not failing. You are being transformed. Let me shift your perspective today. Let me show you how far you've come. You may not be where you want to be, but you're not where you used to be either. You've grown in ways you can't measure. You've endured storms that tried to break you. And you're still here, still breathing, still believing, even when it hurts. That is strength. That is what heaven sees. And I'm proud of you. Yes, you heard me right. I'm proud of you. Not for your perfection, but for your perseverance. Not for your image, but for your intimacy with me. Not for your performance, but for your posture of surrender. You are stronger than you feel, because I am with you, and my strength is made perfect in your weakness. The world often tells you that strength is loud, visible, and without weakness, but I have never measured strength by noise. True strength is quiet endurance. It is standing when it's easier to collapse. It is loving when you've been hurt. It is continuing to believe when everything around you tempts you to doubt. My definition of strength looks different than the world's. It looks like trust when the way is unclear. It looks like kindness when anger would be justified. It looks like patience in delay. It looks like faithfulness in the ordinary. Every time you've forgiven when it hurt. I saw it. Every time you chose to speak peace instead of reacting in fear. I was with you. You think these small acts go unnoticed. But in heaven they echo like thunder. Because strength isn't just about power, it's about presence. And you stayed present with me when it would have been easier to run. You stayed soft in a world that tries to harden you. Don't underestimate that. Don't discount what you've walked through. You've carried grief that no one saw. You've faced rejection that cut deep. You've endured seasons where prayers felt like they vanished into silence. But you kept going. That is the strength I'm talking about. You are not weak for crying. You are not weak for resting. You are not weak for needing help. You are human, and I created you that way. I didn't design you to carry it all alone. I designed you to walk with me, lean on me, and draw from my strength when yours runs out. Let me be your strength today. Lay down the pressure to perform. Lay down the fear of not being enough. Lay down the need to prove your worth. You already have my heart. You already have my favor. You already have access to my power. And when you walk in that awareness, when you breathe from that truth, you begin to feel the courage rise again. Not the kind of courage that roars to be seen, but the kind that stands firm. Rooted in my love. You are stronger than the storm. Stronger than the lie. Stronger than the fear. Because I live in you. And nothing can overcome the one who overcame it all. So breathe deep, child. You're going to make it. And not just survive, but overcome. Flourish. And carry others with the same comfort you've received from me. There is a strength in you that you haven't even discovered yet. It has been buried under layers of survival, hidden behind walls built to protect your heart. But I am calling it out now. I am speaking to the part of you that remembers who you are when everything else fades away. I am awakening the identity that I placed in you before the world ever spoke a word about you. You are not fragile. You are not forgotten. You are not finished. Even when you feel exhausted, you are being renewed. Even when you feel defeated, I am declaring victory over you. Even when the pain feels endless, I am planting purpose in every tear. You don't have to carry the shame of not being okay. Healing takes time. Trust takes time. Becoming whole is a journey, not a moment. And you are not behind. You are right where I need you to be for me to do what only I can do. Do not let your emotions speak louder than my truth. Do not let the fear of what you feel cancel out the truth of what I've said. You are my child. You are my delight. You are my vessel. And you are stronger than you feel. Sometimes strength looks like showing up broken but refusing to stop believing. Sometimes it looks like saying yes while your voice shakes. Sometimes it looks like resting when your flesh says keep pushing. You don't have to apologize for being human. You don't have to hide your weakness from me. I knew what I was getting when I chose you. I knew your flaws and failures before they ever formed, and I still called you worthy. So stop disqualifying yourself. Stop assuming you're too much or not enough. I don't regret calling you. I don't regret loving you. And I never will. Let this be the moment you breathe again. Let this be the moment you stop trying to earn what I've already given freely. You are my beloved, and in that truth, you will find a strength that outlasts every storm. Because I will be your anchor. I will be your voice when yours breaks. I will be your fire when your soul grows cold. And I will carry you until you remember how to stand again. Before you were formed in the womb, I knew the battles you would face. I knew the weight you would carry. I knew the moments when the world would press in and try to convince you that you are not enough. But I also knew the fire I placed inside of you, the endurance I wove into your spirit, the destiny that would be birthed in the places where you felt weakest. You keep thinking you need to be strong for me to move. But what if your greatest strength is your ability to admit your need? What if your breakthrough isn't found in pushing harder, but in surrendering deeper? This is where I move. Not in the noise of your effort, but in the stillness of your trust. Not in the perfection of your plan, but in the purity of your heart. Not in the grandeur of what you can build, but in the quiet moments when you come to me broken and let me hold you. I know it's been hard. I know you're tired, but I haven't left you. I haven't overlooked your prayers. I haven't ignored your questions. There's a reason for the delay, a purpose in the process. And though you can't always trace my hand, you can trust my heart. Let my love be your strength now. Not your willpower, not your hustle, not your ability to figure it all out, but my love. Because my love does what your strength never could. It heals. It restores. It defends. It lifts you up when you don't have the energy to rise. So pause here. Let this be a sacred moment. Breathe in my presence. Exhale the pressure. And listen, because even now, I'm speaking to your soul. You are enough. Not because of what you've done, but because of who I am in you. And when you rest in that, you begin to walk with a new kind of confidence. A holy confidence. Not arrogance, not striving, but a quiet assurance that says, I may not feel strong, but I know I'm not alone. And that, my child, is where true strength is born. You've learned how to survive. You've learned how to function while feeling numb. You've learned how to keep walking with wounds still bleeding beneath the surface. But now I want to teach you how to live. Not just survive, not just get by, but to truly live, with joy, with peace, with freedom, because survival is not your identity. You are not just a fighter, you are a beloved child. You are not just a survivor, you are more than a conqueror. And the moment you begin to see yourself the way I see you is the moment strength begins to flow like a river through every dry place in your soul. Yes, you've been through fire, but you didn't burn up. Yes, you've walked through the valley, but you didn't die there. You are stronger than you feel, not because you've avoided pain, but because you've walked through it and chosen to keep your heart open. Do you know how rare that is? Do you know how powerful that is? The world teaches you to harden, to guard, to isolate, but I've been whispering to you, stay soft, stay open, stay close, and you listened. Even when it hurt, you let me work. Even when it didn't make sense, you kept following my voice. Even when others left, you stayed in the secret place with me. And I have seen it all. I've stored up every act of faith, every tear, every silent yes. And now, the season is shifting. I'm turning the page. Not because you earned it, but because you trusted me in the waiting. You trusted me in the shadows. You trusted me when it felt like you had nothing left. And now I'm pouring back into you the very strength you poured out in obedience. So rise, beloved. Let your head lift. Let your heart awaken. Let your voice sing again. Because your strength isn't found in pretending, it's found in my presence. You are not weak because you feel. You are not broken because you weep. You are not less because you need me. You are mine, and I have never once doubted what I placed inside of you. You don't have to prove your strength to me. I already know who you are. I created you. I sustain you, and I will complete the work I started in you. I see you when no one else does. I see the way you've chosen integrity in secret places. I see the sacrifices you've made that no one thanked you for. I see the hours you've spent praying for others, even while your own heart was breaking. And I want you to know, none of it was wasted. You've planted seeds in the dark. You've sown faith where fear tried to take root. You've stayed faithful when it would have been easier to walk away. And now, I am watering those seeds. I am breathing life into what felt forgotten. I am redeeming the time that felt stolen. So don't let discouragement speak louder than destiny. Don't let weariness drive you to despair. You are still in the center of my plan. You are still moving toward the promise. Yes, you've been stretched. Yes, you've been refined. But nothing has been lost in my hands. And just when you think you can't take another step, I show up. Just when you feel like giving up, I breathe new wind into your sails. Because I didn't bring you this far to leave you. I didn't call you out to abandon you in the middle. I am the God who finishes what he starts. You are stronger than you feel because I am your strength. And right now, I want you to take a moment to receive this truth deeply into your spirit. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are growing in ways you cannot yet see. And this moment, this very breath, is part of the miracle I'm weaving. Now, before we go further, if this word has touched your heart, take a moment to like, comment, share this with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe so you never miss what I'm pouring into you through these messages. You never know how your simple act of sharing could be the very thing someone else needs to hold on a little longer. You are stronger than you feel. And someone else needs that reminder too. So keep receiving, keep trusting, because I'm not done yet. There is more coming, and it's greater than what you've lost. Sometimes the battle is not about the external circumstances, but about the quiet war within your soul. The one that whispers, "You're not doing enough." The one that shouts, "You should be stronger by now." But I'm here to silence the lies. I'm here to remind you that growth isn't always visible. That healing doesn't always shout. That miracles are often birthed in the ordinary moments of faithfulness. You've been faithful, and I'm honoring that. You've trusted me with trembling hands, and I've received it as worship. You stayed when others walked away, and I've marked that as strength. You've chosen love over bitterness, and I've multiplied that love back into your spirit. So don't measure your worth by how much you produce. Don't measure your faith by how loud your prayers sound. Don't measure your strength by the absence of weakness. Measure it by your willingness to keep showing up. Because that's what strength looks like in my kingdom. It looks like staying rooted when the winds blow. It looks like whispering my name when you don't have words. It looks like leaning into me when everything else says to run. And I see you doing all of that. Even when you feel like you're failing, I see victory. Even when you feel like you're falling, I see progress. Even when you feel like giving up, I'm holding you up. You don't have to climb this mountain alone. You don't have to have it all figured out. I'm walking with you, step by step, and I'm turning even the most broken pieces into beauty. This is not the end. This is not where your story stops. This is the turning point. This is the chapter where strength emerges from the ashes, where hope rises from the silence, where joy is born from the places you thought were barren. So hold on, not to control, but to me. I will carry you until your legs can walk again. And even then, I will still be right beside you. You are stronger than you feel. Because you are mine. There is a deeper strength that's not built in applause, but in the quiet, consistent moments of obedience. It's not forged in spotlight, but in surrender. And you, beloved, have chosen that path, even when it didn't make sense, even when it cost you, even when you felt like the reward would never come. But I want you to know, every yes matters. Every I trust you matters. Every prayer whispered through tears is planted deep in my heart. You've laid foundations that others will stand on. You've broken cycles that tried to follow generations. You stood as a wall against the flood of fear, and I have fortified you. Even when you didn't realize it. So today, let this truth settle in. You are not weak because you feel weary. You are strong because you stayed. You are strong because you chose to forgive. You are strong because you let me into the rooms you used to keep locked. And now, I'm expanding your capacity, not so you can carry more pressure, but so you can carry more purpose. Not so you can handle more stress, but so you can release more of my presence. You don't have to strive to be used. You just have to be surrendered. You don't have to force open the next door. I'm the one who opens doors no man can shut. And when I do, you'll know it wasn't your hustle that made it happen, it was my hand. So rest. Yes, rest. Even while you keep moving. Move from rest. Move from peace. Move from the assurance that I am with you. Because strength isn't the absence of struggle. It's knowing who walks with you through the struggle. And I am here, closer than your next breath. More faithful than the morning sun. More steady than the ground beneath your feet. I haven't changed my mind about you. I haven't changed my plans for you. And I haven't forgotten the promises I've spoken over you. You are still chosen. You are still called. You are still carried. You are stronger than you feel, because I am the strength beneath every step. Let me remind you of something sacred. I did not choose you because of your strength. I chose you because of your heart. And I'm not looking for perfection, I'm looking for surrender. I'm not waiting for you to have it all together. I'm asking you to bring me what you have and trust that it's enough. You don't have to earn my approval. You already have my affection. You don't have to fight for my attention. You already have my gaze. You are not a project to me. You are a person. Precious and deeply loved. So bring me your doubts. Bring me your fears. Bring me your fatigue, your disappointment, your unmet expectations, and I will meet you there. Not with judgment, but with mercy. Not with shame, but with healing. Not with pressure, but with peace. You see the cracks. I see the place where my light will shine through. You see the weakness. I see the invitation to fill you with my strength. You see the delay. I see the perfect timing. Even now, I'm lifting burdens you were never meant to carry. Even now, I'm rewiring the places where shame has lived too long. Even now, I'm breaking off the voices that told you strength means silence. No, beloved, strength means being real. Strength means trusting again. Strength means choosing joy when bitterness would be easier. And you are doing that. More than you realize. So don't give up now. Don't back away from the edge of the breakthrough. You've come too far. You've endured too much. And what's ahead is greater than what you've left behind. You are not who you were. You are being renewed, restored, redefined by grace. The ashes will become beauty. The pain will become purpose. And the strength you carry will become a testimony, not of your ability, but of my faithfulness. So keep walking, one step at a time, with your head held high, because you are stronger than you feel, and I am with you in every breath. I know the weight you carry, even when you smile. I know the battles you fight behind closed doors. I know the nights you cry when no one is around to hear. And I need you to know, your tears are not weakness. They are prayers. They are holy expressions of the ache that I see and honor. You've been walking through a season that's felt like a desert. Dry, lonely, quiet. But deserts are not punishment. They are preparation. Deserts are where I speak the clearest. Deserts are where distractions are stripped away and you learn to recognize my voice above all else. Deserts are where I give you manna for the day, and water from unexpected places. You've been receiving strength not from the outside, but from within. Because that's where I live now. In you. And I am not silent. I am strengthening your spirit even as you feel your flesh growing tired. I am enlarging your heart to carry more of my presence. I am breaking off the fear that used to limit your steps. You are walking through fire and not being consumed. You are standing in storms and not being shaken. You are learning what it means to depend, not on outcomes, but on me. And this dependence is not weakness, it is worship. It is warfare. It is holy ground. Because when you depend on me, you're no longer carrying burdens alone. You're no longer living under the pressure of perfection. You're no longer trying to earn what I've already promised. So pause again. Let this be the moment you breathe. Let this be the moment you let go of needing to be strong on your own. Because I've been carrying you this whole time. And I will continue to. Until you realize that your strength was never just about enduring, it was always about trusting. And in that trust, I am doing more than you can ask, think, or imagine. I'm building you into a testimony, a living witness of grace. And every scar will shine with glory. Every wound will become a well of wisdom. Every season of weakness will become a platform of strength. Because you are stronger than you feel. You are mine. You've been measuring your progress by what you can see. But what I'm doing in you is often hidden beneath the surface. Like a seed in the soil. Transformation is taking place in silence. In darkness. In stillness. And when the time is right, it will break through. But until then, trust me. Trust that I am working in your waiting. Trust that I am healing what you didn't even know was wounded. Trust that I am strengthening what others thought would stay broken. There is nothing about you that is too far gone for me to redeem. Nothing too messy for me to enter. Nothing too tangled for me to unravel. I specialize in rebuilding ruins. I restore what the enemy thought he had destroyed. And I breathe life into dry bones. So let me do it again, in you. Let me resurrect joy. Let me restore peace. Let me refill your hope. Because I'm not done writing your story. You've come through too much to stop now. You've grown in ways you haven't even seen yet. You've conquered nights that tried to swallow your soul. You stood in grace when everything else said to fall. And I am proud of you. Let that settle in. Heaven is proud of you. Not for perfection, but for your persistence. Not for performance, but for your posture of surrender. Not because you got everything right, but because you kept choosing me even when it was hard. So breathe again, dream again, believe again, because you are not weak, you are rising. And the strength I've placed in you will not fail. I will complete what I started. I will defend what I've promised. I will finish the work of restoration. And when it's all said and done, you won't just survive, you'll shine. Because that's what I do with those who trust me. I take the overlooked and lift them. I take the weary and fill them. I take the broken and crown them with beauty. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are mine. And you are stronger than you feel. I see the days you get up even when you don't feel like it. I see the nights you choose prayer instead of panic. I see the way you speak life over others, even when your own soul is weary. And I want you to know, that is strength. That is victory. That is the evidence of my spirit alive in you. You may not feel it. You may not recognize it. But heaven sees it clearly. And I honor it deeply. You've been asking me, when will the change come? But I say to you, it's already begun. It started the moment you stopped hiding your pain and invited me into it. It started the moment you opened your hands and let go of the outcome. It started when you said, "Even if I don't feel strong, I'll trust you anyway." That trust is what moves my heart. That trust is what opens doors no man can shut. That trust is what builds a legacy, not of fear, but of faith. And you, beloved, are building something eternal, with every surrender, with every yes, with every whispered prayer in the dark. You are building a house that cannot be shaken, a life that radiates my glory. So keep going. When you feel unseen, remember, I see. When you feel unheard, remember, I listen. When you feel uncertain, remember, I lead. And my leadership is perfect. I know how to guide you even when the path disappears. I know how to guard your heart even when it feels exposed. I know how to fight for you when you don't have the strength to fight for yourself. So lean in. Let me carry you through this next stretch. You don't have to impress me. You already belong to me. You don't have to force open blessings. They are coming in due time. And when they do, you will look back and see that every delay was mercy. Every detour was protection. Every moment of weakness was an invitation into a strength that is supernatural. You are being transformed, not just encouraged, but equipped, not just sustained, but sent. And the world needs what I've placed inside of you. So don't bury it, don't silence it, don't shrink back. You are stronger than you feel, and it's time to rise into who I've created you to be. This is your reminder, gentle and unwavering. You don't have to feel strong to be strong. You only have to stay close to me, because in my presence, weakness becomes the very soil where miracles grow. In my presence, your surrender becomes your greatest strength. I've never asked you to be unshakable. I've asked you to be available. I've never demanded you be perfect. I've asked you to be present with me, because it's in our communion that strength is exchanged. Your worry for my wisdom, your anxiety for my assurance, your exhaustion for my endurance. So come back to the secret place. Come back to the stillness. You don't have to earn your way in. You don't have to strive for my attention. You don't have to be more than you are. Just come, and watch how I meet you. Watch how I revive what was fading. Watch how I rebuild what was broken. You've been fighting hard, and I honor that. But now it's time to rest in me. You've planted seeds in tears. Now let me water them with joy. You've labored in faith. Now let me breathe life into the harvest. Because it's coming, not by your might, not by your intellect, not by your hustle, but by my spirit. And when it does, you'll realize that the real miracle wasn't just what changed around you. It was what changed within you. You've become someone different, someone deeper, someone more dependent on me than ever before. And that's what I was after all along. Not your image, not your accolades, but your heart. And now that I have it, I will guard it. I will pour strength into it. I will multiply what you thought was small. So arise, beloved, not in your strength, but in mine. Walk forward, not with fear, but with favor. Speak again, not with hesitation, but with holy fire. Because the season has shifted. The heaviness is lifting, and you are stepping into a new level of strength. Not based on how you feel, but on who I am. You are stronger than you feel, because I am your God, and I will never fail you. So here we are, you and me, at the end of this whisper, but the beginning of something deeper. Let this truth never leave you. You are not alone. You are not forgotten, and you are far stronger than you feel. Walk in that truth, live from that grace, and return to this space whenever you need to remember, my strength is your strength. Forever. Let your soul rise today, not because the weight disappeared, but because my presence is here. You were never meant to carry the world on your shoulders. That's why I gave you mine. Rest in me, hope in me. You are stronger than you feel, and I will prove it again and again.